Here you go, Justin.
So for Chipper, we don't have
We're
ad
live.
reads.
What'd you say, buddy?
So we don't have ad reads for today's guests, or we'll do that another time, or
Next week.
okay. All right. Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. We are live, man. We're live. It's so much fun doing this part of the show. Gives me a lot of energy. And I argue with him every week to make it longer. We even talk about it, And so anyhow, the Ask Junior part of the show is here. Leah is going to help with the questions. And I know you guys been bringing them, man. There's been some great questions over the last several weeks. So let's see what you got.
Our first question from Brady Riviere. With all the road courses now in the Cup Series, who was a mentor for you early on in your career for road courses?
Had a few. So I went to Bob Bondurant's school in Phoenix, and they had a teacher named Cooper, and he was really good. He raced himself, so when you go to those schools or you go to a driving school of any kind, if the teacher or instructor has some racing experience, you're like, oh man, you're a pro. And so I was totally tuned in to what he was helping me with, and then we went and left there, and we won Watkins Glen in the Xfinity car. So we beat Ron Fellows, which was still one of my favorite wins of my entire career, because Ron and me would later become great friends. He would also help me a ton with road racing and some of the tips and tricks. He was extremely hands-on. We worked together in the Corvette program at certain periods of time, but also when he came raced in Cup, he drove our Xfinity car, won a race for us. So Ron and I were great friends. Boris said was amazing. So Boris would I could go up to Boris any time I wanted, and he'd tell me what he was running in his car for his setup, everything. He'd say, put this in your car. Because I would go and we'd be working, and I'm trying to get them to fix the car, and so we're getting further and further out to lunch with changes we're making, because I don't know how to make the car go better, and maybe I'm not even giving them the right feedback. And we get slower and slower, and the car is just more and more frustrating. And I'd say, Boris, man, we're out to lunch. Help me. He'd tell me what to put in the car. I'd come back, and I'd say, Tony Jr., Boris is second on the board, and here's what he told me he's got. They'd throw that in there, start the next practice, and we'd go right into the top 10 and be like, all right, now we're back on board here. And that happened a lot in my career. And Andy Pilgrim was extremely helpful. When we went into the Corvette program in 2001, Andy was really hands-on with my driving and what I was doing with the car and how to race in the wet and all those things. And all that improved all the road racing that I did in the Cup cars. So I'm sure I missed a few people, but I had a lot of people that were helping me.
Next question from V. Johnson. He's halfway through the new season of Lost Speedways and really likes it, but he's curious, how much time does your crew spend at each location filming and doing research on the site?
Well, they hang out for a couple of days and just eat at the restaurants and enjoy themselves and cruise. They just kick back till I show up, and then all the work begins. I'm just kidding. They're there for about 4 or 5 days. They got to go in. They spend a couple of days scouting, setting up shots, thinking about how they're going to, how the day's going to run once I get there. But they're also getting a lot of B-roll and footage and images and pictures. They're also interviewing local people that are that know the track or race there, or who people from the community that can give us a great understanding of what the track meant. So it's a week, probably almost a full week for each episode, and that obviously there's a month worth of preparation probably for each show that happens here at the studio, but. It's a great crew. They all seem to enjoy it and get along, and it's a kind of a small, in terms of production crews, it's kind of a small crew, which I think is a good thing, but that means everybody has to do a little bit extra and everybody has to carry their load.
Next question from Ian Spence. It's Goodwood Festival of Speed this weekend. If you were ever asked to attend and demo a car, would you attend?
Say again.
It's the Goodwood Festival of Speed this weekend.
Yes.
If you were ever asked to attend and demo a car, would you
Is that what
be
they
open
call
to
it?
do that?
Demo a car? Is that what they call it when they drive it up the hill?
Apparently.
Goodwood.
Yeah, I think I'd love to, as long as I can come by. So I see some of those guys like running hard up that track. I don't even know what to call it, but I ain't gonna do that. I ain't wrecking nothing. I seen them guys take those cars up there and crash them. I think this Nova's been there a time or two, but if I went, I'd go slow and do the burnouts. I think there's some designated spots where you can kind of get a little fun, have a little fun. I don't know. Has anybody else in this room been there? Matthew, you know anything about it?
I've loved to, but I've seen it on TV.
You've seen it on TV, okay?
Yes.
So I give you a hard time about shaking your head yes to everything that happens in the interview, but right now I'd really appreciate it.
Sorry, buddy.
Just if you're talking,
I'm trying hard.
No, I'm just saying, like,
is he even close to?
am I even close? Yeah. So I've watched some on YouTube and so forth, but I think it'd be fun, and I've been invited to come out there, and it may be something I do in the future. I've talked to Amy, and she's got to be down. She's got to be into it because I'm taking her with me, not going by myself.
Next question from Brian Good. In your opinion, what is the best rivalry in other forms of racing?
Other forms. Are there any rivalries these days?
He gave an example of a couple. I asked because one of his examples was John Force versus Tony Pedregon in drag racing, and I remember that when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. So I can say from any era.
Oh, from all time.
I felt like it was today.
No.
Yeah,
any era.
Shoo-wee. That's tough, man. I'll have to think about that one. I'm gonna have to come back to that one.
Come back to that one.
Yeah.
Steve Barnes, what happened to having races during the week? I thought it went well last year.
Mika. Was it Mika? Who raced for Mercedes back in the day, Matthew? When Michael Schumacher was running for Ferrari, there was a Mercedes driver. I think it was
Mika Hakkinen?
Mika Hakkinen. I think it was. I think that was a pretty good rivalry.
Sorry, I almost wasn't paying attention. I was thinking rivalry.
I was too.
That's what he's thinking about.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want to know the one that came to my mind?
Who?
The Myers brothers versus Junior Miller.
Oh, that's a good one.
I was thinking Stephen Nasse versus Bubba Pollard. That's one of the only modern rivalries that they chase each other around to beat each other.
Yeah, so Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher kind of were, I felt like, rivals. Mika was winning and Michael was winning a lot. I miss that. I miss Michael Schumacher racing, period. But and Mika it was a good little period of time, I think, when those two were at the top of F1. What's the next question?
What happened to having races during the week? I thought that went well last year. That's from Steve Barnes.
The TV,
like the mid-week race,
TV.
like the Wednesday night.
Yeah, the TV audience didn't tune in. Pretty simple.
Yeah. Ratings.
Yep.
Next question from our buddy Higgy. Did you I can't say this word. Confiscate. Oh my gosh.
Confiscate.
Confiscate. Oh my gosh.
I love that.
Welcome,
Texas
welcome
World.
to getting older.
Hey, that happens tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, really?
It's your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Say confiscate
anyway,
tomorrow, too.
I'll try. It'll be worse. Anyway, the Texas World Speedway sign for Dirty Mo Acres. It looked great somewhere close to the 76 ball.
I think that belongs to David Starr.
Yep.
Oh.
It's his.
Hopefully he picked it up.
Yeah, it's his. He had claimed it.
Don't y'all know that when we taped that was the first question? I think we might have even stopped production for a moment and said, does anybody know where this sign is going? Because David Starr, it was pretty immediate. They said David Starr is getting that sign.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, do we have time for one more?
Yeah, sure.
This is from Frank Blacklock. Can you clear up why the people who love the Pennsboro track bought the track only to have it sit there unused? I didn't understand that in the episode.
Matthew might be able to help us there.
Shoot. What was the question?
Gosh,
I'm communicating with the outside.
All right, go ahead. But this is a good one.
Can
for
you clear
Matthew.
up why the people who love the Pennsboro track bought the track only to have it sit there unused?
The people of Ritchie County bought it because they were attempting to sell it, and they wanted it to be owned by the people of Ritchie County with hopes that someday it could come back. They're currently starting to run go-kart races on the property, plus they are going to have a festival up there. They're going to actually have a antique racer and reunion festival up there later this year, and I'll put it out on Twitter. But they want some sort of heritage with the land.
There you go.
All right.
All right, everybody. Appreciate all the great questions again. Thanks for supporting not only this podcast, but obviously our YouTube channel and anything Dirty Mo Media. Mike's got a lot of great things coming in store for you guys. Big fans of Dirty Mo Media are going to be happy. Again, don't forget to watch all the episodes of Lost Speedway. Season 2 is out on Peacock TV. It came out July 1st. You can see every episode. It's in front of the paywall for a limited time, so get there now to watch it and sign up for free on Peacock TV. So thanks again. Podcast will be out later tonight. You're going to love it. See you. Have a great week.